It's been 2 years since Portland opened its first Safe Rest Village, low-barrier tiny homes for homeless people. And after several delays, there are now a total of 7, reaching nearly every corner of the city.
So me going indoors is a really big thing for me.
After more than a decade outside,
I'm 39, but I've been a hitchhiker for 16 years.
Tara Rogers now lives at Southeast 122nd in Burnside in the Menlo Park Safe Rest Village. She says the village covers her basic needs and then some.
Coffee in the morning is amazing. Yeah, every morning, coffee. Yeah, that's my favorite.
And she's now on her way to permanent housing.
Somebody's actually listening. Somebody's actually doing my paperwork and putting it in.
At all times, essentially, there are 49 villagers living here.
Matthew Macaro is with Cultivate Initiatives, the group running the Menlo Park site.
The trauma of being on the streets and of houselessness and the many barriers that exist for people who are out there make it that it's not just an overnight fix.
Newly released data shows just that. From July 1st of 2022 to June 30th of this year, 345 people stayed in a Safe Rest Village. Out of that, 143 people left. 70 of them went into temporary or permanent housing. 30 went back into homeless situations. 10 went into jail or other institutions. And there's no data for 33 people. They either didn't complete an exit interview or they died.
What it helps us do is look at sort of long-term track records.
Brian Aptekar, who works on the city's Safe Rest Village team, admits that this data is a work in progress.
We've bundled the data in categories that make sense to us, but I realize we've maybe bundled too much, temporary versus permanent housing.
There's also ongoing concerns about site rules when it comes to drug use.
People are not required to pass a drug test or be off of substances to come into the village, but there is no possession or use allowed on site.
But turns out that isn't always the case.
I wasn't a tiny home, but it wasn't a good place, put it that way. Everywhere you go, fentanyl.
Steve currently sleeps in a tent, but says he stayed at the Menlo Park site.
You walk through the village and that's all you can smell.
Yeah, there has been drug use inside of the village, which are the sort of things that have historically led to exits from the Safe Rest Village.
But for people like Tara,
Methamphetamines and fentanyl. Yeah, that was a hard kick.
the village helped her get clean.
Just being able to lock myself down in a room where it's AC, my dog's okay, and I don't have anybody knocking on my door going, hey, 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 It's the person's mentality is what needs to change.
And changing one's mentality, as we know, takes time and dedicated resources. Now, data shows a typical stay in a Safe Rest Village is about 100 days. We're told they try to move people into some other form of housing within 6 to 9 months. Now, another Safe Rest Village opened this summer in Northeast Portland, and this one is specifically for people who live in their vehicles. It's not yet full and follows similar rules as the other sites. We plan to check back on that one next week. David?
Yeah, we appreciate you keeping an eye on things. Thanks so much, Blair.